Right, so welcome everybody, and thank you for joining, and thank you very much to the Nothing FM team for hosting me here. Much appreciated. All right. So I'm going to give a quick intro, and then I'll just open it up. I don't really have a plan, but we'll just see how it goes. So we're just here. We're just here. And it seems like there must be some kind of path to here. Will you enter them?
I'll let them in.
Thank you.
Yeah, you go ahead.
It's a bit distracting.
Yeah.
All right. It seems like there's a path to here. Like something has to happen. Like I have to find something. Or I have to lose something. And the way I talk is not in the normal non-duality way, because I don't put words like you, I, we into any special category of right and wrong, because we're just here. And because life is itself abundantly happening in all its forms, in all its ways, in all its ideas, in all its thoughts, feelings, your life, my life. It can't be anything but what it is. It's perfectly what it is. There's no way it can be any different. And yet, for some reason, we might have this idea that it's not it yet, when it's only what it is. The idea of an it is nothing more than an idea. And sometimes that idea of an it can become a belief, a concept, a construct that there is something else that isn't here yet. Something I have to do or not do to get it. Now, everything I say has to be checked in your own experience, because there is no speaker of truth. There is nobody who has your life or can qualify your life and where you are or where you aren't, because your life and my life is just perfectly as it is. You can say that it's this great intelligence, this great unknowable intelligence, being everything. And you might have this idea that, well, I still have a me here that needs to go. But the thing is that this, I feel like I'm still here, is that intelligent creation. It's not a hindrance to anything, because it is what is. It's the living experience, you could say. It's life as it is. It cannot change. It cannot be any other way. As far as I'm concerned, this idea of a me and a no me is irrelevant. It's only relevant in the concept of time. I have time, so therefore I can get to this point where I'll become a higher self, a lower self, a me or a no me, or whatever it is, which is conceptually working and is normally taken from somebody else's idea. There's nothing wrong with looking for inspiration in other people. It happens to all of us, and that's beautiful. But is it your living experience? as life here right now, because there is no other life apart from what is here right now. We can say there is, but can we find it as a living experience? Or is it a concept that has been taken on as a truth? Where is the truth? We can only find the truth as an idea. The only thing that we can really know, as it were. See, that word know, it's a bit of a dodgy word, isn't it? But I'm not talking in concepts. I'm just talking in ordinary terms. That I know that this is here. I know that I'm here, or however you want to term it. And when those concepts about this is not it appear to crumble, there's a beauty in that. A beauty of course, this is the living creation. This is the wonder of creation. It's got an intelligence to it, but we can't define it, because as soon as we define it, we put it in another box. Like self, no self. This or that always gets put in boxes. And it's okay if they get put in boxes, but do those boxes really serve? Or are they just something that makes us feel like, oh, I'm not there yet, because I'm not conforming to this box that's been created from concepts. And that's freedom. But it's not freedom as in an experience, because everything already is freedom. But it's freedom from the boxes. And it's freedom from feeling like I'm not there yet. I have to get there, or I have to not get there, or I have to be undoing something, or I have to be doing something. I have to conform to an ideal of what life should be like. What can happen is that we can also go into a denial of what we shouldn't be doing. I shouldn't be doing that, even though I really want to do it. I remember years ago when I was in a Sangha, and you weren't really meant to be reading, science fiction or listening to certain kinds of music. And I kind of took that on, and I would sneakily read the sci-fi when no one's looking, because I wasn't being true to what I really enjoy. And when it gets like that, it's like then we're into sort of the realms of the territory of religion. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people being religious, not at all. But if it's a cork in the bottle, then it becomes something that hampers us. When there's nothing really to hamper us, there's no hampering, not really, because life is free. Life is free to just be what it is all the time. Life is only what it is all the time. And there's no rules to that. We impose rules on it. We can shout it out the doorway, but it won't make any difference to standing in the doorway, because it just is simultaneously. There's a beauty to that. There's a beauty to just life being what it is. And I'm not going to non-dual everything I say. I don't do that anymore, because it's pointless. In that regard, you could say every attempt to get to this is pointless, because we are already this. I am already this. It's already everything being created. And not even every moment, because we can't catch the moment. It's ineffable, ungraspable, unknowable. I'm not talking about something that's unknowable that we might try to get to, because over time I've seen people are trying to get to this unknowable. You can't get to unknowable. You can't get anywhere. There's no dividing line between this moment and now this moment. There's no line to cross over into any moment. It's just perfectly this expression of whatever it is without any rules. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. And I don't know what to do if anybody wants to. How do we do it, Emerson? Do people just unmute? Or
yeah, if people want to unmute, they can unmute, and then they can start asking a question. Or if they want to type in a text, if they want to ask you, if they don't want to be seen on the camera,
yep.
They can also do that, and you can read the question.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to unmute, please go ahead and ask your question, and Lisa will answer your question. Thank you.
Yes, so please
Lisa.
feel free. Hi.
Hi, Lisa. I don't have any question, but I just wanted to say it's so delightful to just be here with you, and just refreshing to have nothing to try for and nothing to just to be here, and I just love it. It's just this beautiful space. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, there's nothing to try for, is there? Every trying is just, well, it's just trying. Doesn't actually move anywhere.
Yeah, and noticing the trying, not the, also just noticing the part that wants to try not to try. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I know. There's no end to it. There's no end to
it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's quite cute, isn't it, really?
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Excuse how I look, everyone. I'm a bit rough, but hey ho.
There you are.
I think it's definitely right what you're saying, and I think the most important thing is being authentic. Like today, I walked to the park and I sobbed all the way there, and I needed to release the feeling of injustice, the feeling of sadness, how much we've all been lied to, and the reality of what's happening, the way our police are treating people, and I just needed to cry and release it, and any fear I had for my children and things like that. And I thought, I don't need to always be happy and have a elevated frequency or whatever. I need to just process whatever's real for me in the moment. And there's a beauty in that release. There's a beauty in that sobbing and that crying and that heartbreak. And it's about being authentic in the moment, and it's about being true to yourself. I'm glad I've ditched the whole me story and they're not getting there anymore, and I won't be happy until this me's gone, or the whole anything you do to improve your life it is just making the prison more comfortable. What a load of crap.
There is no prison. There's just life happening. There's no prison.
And I spent a long time where it became like a religion for me, non-duality, where it's all I ate, slept and breathed non-duality, and it was all I would listen to a point where all my own passions and everything just seemed to disappear, and it was quite boring and quite empty. So I'm quite glad I've let a lot of that conceptual crap go. Yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah,
just think
yeah,
being authentic
yeah,
and however you feel
yeah,
and whatever needs to release or be processed
yeah.
is what needs to be released. And we're given all these different emotions to be human.
Well, try stopping them anyway.
Yeah, you can't.
It's impossible.
And
It's
I think
impossible. It's impossible to
confidence.
stop anything because everything is just absolutely in the moment as it is. It's impossible for it to be any other way than what it is. Because
Yeah,
if you try and do something, then that is trying to do something. And then say you do get to a goal, you know, like if you want to finish a project, then when you finish your project, it's still, you never actually arrive anywhere.
and I think things move through you better when you don't try and suppress them.
It's more comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, because I've been delving into all these different things, and I've been starting to fall into the trap of levels again, and you know, enlightenment and pathways, and oh, I need to meditate, and I need to watch my energy, and I need to
Yeah.
watch what I'm putting out. Ultimately, I think you've just got to try your best.
Well, your life.
Yeah,
Your life. There is no levels in life. There's no levels to what is. It's an impossibility. Because there's only your universe. There aren't any levels in it. There's only self-imposed levels.
absolutely.
Yeah. There's only just the miraculousness of every single atom and Planck length or whatever it is, and we don't even know where they come from, being this intelligent creation that is totally perplexing to the human mind. And the human mind is that too. So
We're a lot more limitless than we think.
who knows?
Who knows? No. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Tracy. Hi, Melanie. Yeah, feel free to type if you want to type. There's a lot of people here. If no one wants to talk, I'll just keep talking. Just stop me. Just stop me if you want to talk. I just thought it was an interesting point that Tracy made about levels. Because we can get into this thing about those who have and have not. But if you look at it in your own experience, really look at it, you can see that it's impossible for it to be anything but this life being what it is. How can there be levels to it? And what can happen is that we want to see that. And it's impossible to see that because you are that. I am that. Not in a Nisargadatta way. Not in that way. But everybody is that life. That it's impossible to find it. It's like water trying to find out that it's water. It's an impossibility. So how can there be any levels? How can there be some who are haves and have-nots? Everybody's a have. Everybody. Everybody is the expression of life being totally what it is. But as I said in the beginning, you really have to see that yourself, because it's no good believing what a random woman on a screen says. It's just like, because then you just get into another belief structure. It's impossible to express what life is or what this is. It's very hard to use words because there are no real words. Like trying to express what it is to be here without going into some sort of conceptual idea. It's almost impossible. We can just grasp at words like, I don't know. There's something, there's a sense of life. Of course, there's a sense of life. Everything is the sense of life. But it's not one thing or another. It's not specific. It just is. It's kind of wild, really, that we can be life, or this can be life, and there's no words for it. But at the same time, it is. It fundamentally is.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Thank you for your books. By the way, they're so beautiful. So what you say, it seems easy, more or less. It's simple because everything is as it is. And ask myself, or what comes up is, I mean, I get a little taste of this lightness of being. And then I turn around and life feels as heavy as before. And I ask, what's going on? It's not real. And but even to try to contemplate about it, don't bring an easiness, more or less, of this message somehow. This is how Like
But it doesn't bring an easiness to contemplate it.
no, not really.
No.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes no, but
Mm.
especially when you have to function in the world more or less. Oh, there's this easiness more or less, and everything happens, and it feels like you're doing it. You have to do your life. And I think, what's going on here? It's so strange. And did you have an advice probably how to integrate, or yeah, probably we could not integrate this in our life, but
Well, you are the integration
yeah,
already. But I think what can happen, because it happens to everybody during the day or during the week, where they'll have like everybody, there's that lightness. But if we put that lightness and say that was something,
yeah,
that's what I want, then we're going to feel like we lost something. When we haven't lost anything, it's just a moment of lightness. And there might be the idea that you put a kind of a title on that, like that's it, that's the thing I need. And no, now I'm back just to like, so when you feel like you've lost something, then there's this idea I've got to get back to it.
yeah,
But you can't get back to anything, because that lightness comes of its own volition.
yeah.
And it doesn't, I don't think it's something that people can have all day anyway, because you have to like, clean the bathroom and deal with things. It's you just get on with things. It's like the attention goes here and the attention goes there. There might be a moment of lightness and then the attention has to go somewhere else. And that's just life as it is. But it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean you've got it wrong. Because
Yeah.
you can't get it wrong. Is there the idea that you're getting it wrong happening?
Partly, yes. What happened is that, I come to this message, okay, there's nobody there doing life happening, point, that's it. And what happened during a day or so, that on a body level is contraction there's fear there. At this last couple of days, I go back and imagine future or so, how to deal with this or how to deal with that. And I know that I'm not a doer, or sometimes I have to make a decision. And I thought, okay, there's nobody there to make a decision. So a decision happen or not. And waiting and waiting, and no decision comes up. So I thought, okay, what's going on here? I have to decide. I'm not there, so get a little bit confused.
That's because there's a concept of there's nobody's deciding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would happen if you didn't have that concept of nobody's deciding?
Okay.
You would just get on with it like normal. It doesn't matter if there's somebody or nobody making the decision. Like I don't decide to wake up in the morning.
Oh.
But if someone gave me a decision, I would make the decision, but I don't know whether it's somebody or nobody making the decision, because it just doesn't matter. Because when it matters, it becomes burdensome. Because it's like qualifying that there's somebody still there.
Yeah.
But
So
sorry, go on.
in the end, you or whatever happened, more or less, it couldn't go wrong, more or less.
Never.
Okay. That sounds good.
It can't go wrong. It doesn't matter if you make a decision or not a decision, or if it's somebody or nobody. It makes no difference, because life's doing it all. But what we do is we get into concept that somebody's doing it. Oh no, or there's somebody doing it. Oh no. And then it's like, oh, nobody did that. Oh, yay. And we qualify those things when they just don't make any difference. They're actually a pain, those thoughts.
Yeah, that's happened quite often. So, okay. Yeah. So nothing could go wrong. So that's a good news.
No, there's only just it's just what is. It's impossible for what is to go wrong. I mean, it can go wrong in a human sense. You know, my house might fall down. You could say that's going wrong, but it's not going wrong, is it? Not really.
Not really. And when some things apparently seem to go wrong for whom?
Well, they're just going wrong.
Yeah, that's what happened.
They're just crap.
Okay.
Sometimes crap things happen, but they're just happening. And it's just what is. Like, say, if a star explodes in the sky, it's so far away we wouldn't know. You know, it's like, oh, that's not going wrong. But
That's just what's happening.
yeah, if the house falls down, for me, it'd be like, oh no. Because it's okay to say, oh no, it's okay. Those feelings are just what's happening. They can't be any other way.
Hmm.
You could say it's the dance of the human. It dances through frustration and happiness and this and that. And
Yeah, so it's just an apparent story that it could be otherwise, as it is.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, you tell me.
So that sounds easy.
You tell me, is it a story of that it could be otherwise? Only you would know that.
Yeah, because sometimes I thought, probably when I make this decision, the outcome would be better, but it makes no difference at all
No, makes no difference.
in the end of the day. Just when a human aspect comes in, I thought, yeah, probably when I did that, then this would happen otherwise. And it's just stories.
Yeah,
Makes the difference.
yeah, they're just stories. Because they are just stories. And it's okay to have stories too. It's free. Everything's free. There is no right and wrong. You can't get it wrong. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Thanks for doing this. So regarding the lightness, we were speaking about someday you feel so light, and other days you're like in a darker place. And when I watch the speakers of this, they appear to be in this sort of like lightness, like each time I see them. So it's very easy to draw a conclusion that this is about like being light. And when it happens, it's almost like sparkles everywhere, and it feels like so, like finally I got it. And then on the other hand, we can say it's like both the light is and the dark is this, but there's still this, when it happens, it's such a relaxation.
Yeah.
So what's your take on this?
Is there a belief that the people you're seeing that seem so light, that they have something that you could possibly have?
Well, there's definitely a belief that it's particularly the people that have something, not just the energy or whatever. It's like I pin it on person.
Yeah. Well, they don't matter because there's only you there. Because you don't really know.
Yeah.
Live with them for 6 months, maybe. Find out. It doesn't matter because they're just, in reality, they are faces on a screen. Right now, I'm a face on a screen. in your universe.
Yeah, but then again, you don't appear to be bummed out, but I appear
Yeah.
to be often bummed out.
Yeah, I just don't think it's necessary to be bummed out.
Mm,
Life is beautiful.
yeah.
There's no need to be on drugs all the time. I remember a time when I was a bit bummed out, actually. But you know what? I got bored.
Mm,
I think, I feel like a little bit of tango in my life, not just ballet. It's like saying, I'm going to read a book, but it's got nothing in it but just bliss.
mhm,
No action, no adventure, no humanness, no things to surmount, no challenges.
mhm.
We love challenges, right?
Well, like, I think I both like and don't like them. It's
Yeah, but I mean, like having a hobby or
mhm,
a challenge, a challenge, like.
yeah.
But the important thing is that there's only you. There's only you. So when those people disappear off the screen, they're gone.
Mhm,
It's like just projecting onto them, actually. Projecting onto them that they have something you don't, because you don't feel the same. But your feelings are the absolute perfection of life being what they are. And when those feelings are allowed to just be there, just perfectly as they are, without the comparison to somebody else, they just don't matter. They can just be what they are. And they can only actually be what they are. Actually, it won't make any difference. You could like see a million blissed out people, and it won't make any difference. It'll just make you feel worse, actually, if anything.
mhm.
Because you're just how you are. You are the expression of life happening.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Even a raging maniac on the street is the perfect expression of life. Doesn't make any difference. We might want to move away from them, perhaps, but they're still the perfect expression of life happening. When we say this is a story, it seems that the story is not the reality, but it does not matter. Can we say that the story is also the reality? Yes, absolutely. Anything that is happening is the expression of this intelligent creation, you could say. I have no other words for it. And I love stories. I enjoy a good story. I remember there was a time when I was thinking, well, it's just a story. But now when people say to me, I know it's just a story, it's just like, yeah, but do you know it's just a story? Do you really know it's just a story? And anyway, why just not tell it? Because we don't know whether it's a story or not. Because we actually really don't know what we are. What can we say? We're human beings, but we don't know what that is. So when there's a story, we think we know what's going on here. It's amazing. But when we really look at it, we have no idea what's going on here. And it's good fun to find out what's going on here, of course. There are people who are philosophers and theologians and, people into quantum mechanics and everything, and that's fun. Sure, why not? Why not? That's a great experiment, isn't it? It's fun. I love it. I'm always looking into metaphysics and quantum theory and stuff because it's so fascinating. I am fascinated with what this is because it's all there is, and I want to know what the hell's going on, but I'll never will, probably. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes down to it, you know, I'm just going back to we sing about the story. Actually, we say, I know it's a story. It's like, but do we really? We don't. Not really. Lisa, can you say that life is action movement without going anywhere? Yeah, it seems so. I think it's always really important to check everything in your own experience, to check it for yourself. So here we are. There's action, there's movement, there's voice, there's your feelings. Such a paradox, I know, right? There's the feelings, there's the thoughts, there's the room, there's the air, the temperature. It's all action happening. But can we find it actually moving anywhere? I mean, as a reality, it's like trying to find time as a reality. We can only find it as conceptual and in relation to, but as a reality, it's impossible to actually find it. Action, movement without going. Yeah, it's always in action and movement, isn't it? But it's not actually moving forward because then you have to have the concept of forward when it's just not there. So in that way, you could say that it's completely miraculous. And that's not a secret that's hidden behind a big self or a little self or a me or an omi. That's not a secret. Nothing needs to happen to actually see that. Nothing. Because it is what is. Oh, thank you. Enjoy your exercise class. It's funny because there's two things that we could be looking for here. One is to find this when it's staring is right. Well, when we are this, staring is in the face. And the other thing is to find maybe more enjoyment in life, more comfort in life. But I think it's easier to find more comfort in life when we stop comparing ourselves to something that says this is not it. That comparison can actually hinder the enjoyment of life. Because we're always comparing. Is this it? Is this it? I'm not seeing this. I get think from so many people, I'm still not seeing it. Well, no, because you are it. you can't see it because there's nothing to see. It is. That's all you can really say about it in the end. Can you tell a little bit about your story? Thank you. It's a bit long. I've only got 15 minutes left. And strangely, it's completely irrelevant. It's so... It would just be a story, and I can't do it in 15 minutes. Maybe I should make a video about it, but you know, it's funny, it just doesn't interest me. What interests me is the complete miraculousness of just being here. And ineffable nature of it. See, I never got here. I haven't got to a place, because the story would imply I've got to a place. But I've never moved. This has never moved. It's never actually moved. So the story would imply that I got to a place when I haven't. I'm completely placeless. Like everybody else. You could say that life is the great leveler. There's nobody who has more life than somebody else, or less life, or more me, or more no me, or any of these quite redundant phrases. And I apologize if that might offend people, but that's the case. Because they're just words in the end, because what is all there is right here. What do we all do with that? Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You want something to do. You want something to be different.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. And this is the thing. This is there might be an idea there that I need something to do something with, because this isn't the thing I'm looking for. When you are the creation,
Mm.
and of course there's nothing you can do with that, because everything you do with it will still be the same thing.
Like there's a lot of guilt running if I do things.
You don't do things. Oh yeah, that's the old seeking spiritual paradigm. I have to meditate for 25 years, or I've got to get my list on the fridge, and I've got to tick them all off, and because if I don't, I won't get there. But ironically, you cannot be anywhere else. You're a bunch of energetic, let's go into metaphor here, you're a bunch of energetic particles coming together, the same as the walls and the floor, being all at once, completely miraculous. The miraculous is saying, I want to be somewhere miraculous. And I have to tick off this list of things in order to get there. Otherwise, I feel guilty because I haven't got there. But you've never, have you ever moved?
I don't know.
Okay, let's look at it like this. Has it ever been anything but what is at any age at all?
Wait, say that again. My brain just went out. Just like, no, I don't understand this one.
Okay. So in your experience,
Hmm?
has it ever been anything but right here? Regardless of the physical surroundings and the physical body, has it always been what is all the time?
Well, the brain wants to say yes. I have no idea. This is new. Sorry, I'm new to all of this. I'm not so.
Oh, okay. Well,
I haven't really studied anything or haven't.
You don't need to study anything. It's your living experience.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to study anything. Have you always been just here? Has it ever
so.
not been this?
I guess so. Yes. I guess.
Yeah.
So. Yes.
Mm.
Oh my God. Well, and then I guess the fear of, or the guilt I have to do things is from I die or somebody else dies, and I I guess I have to be prepared or to be ready, or so basically you're saying I'm not moving. That means I'm not even dying ever. Yeah, really?
You have to see it for yourself. You have to see it for yourself. Have you always been here? Has it always been this in all your experience? Has it ever been anything else?
I guess it has always been this. I haven't moved.
No.
Yes. Mm. And so I guess I'm not going anywhere.
Well, you haven't gone anywhere so far.
Are you serious? Holy shit. What? So we basically are not going anywhere.
Well, what does anywhere else look like? It would have to appear as an image or a concept here, and it's always here all the time. So it would just be a concept here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a concept somewhere else. It's not here.
So then nothing really exists, or
Well, can you really say that?
I don't know.
Can you say that this doesn't exist?
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you can really say. Because I can't say that this doesn't exist, because here it is.
But I'm not moving. In the existence, I'm not moving. Sorry, maybe I'm a little slow.
Not at all. Not at all. It doesn't take any study to see that. Yeah. You don't need to study about life being here, because it's clearly here as it is. And it's so impossible to pin it down as anything in particular.
But then what the hell are we doing here?
I don't know.
We just don't.
What the hell are we doing here? You're all fine. You're all cool, man.
But we don't move.
Don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here.
We think
love it.
we move, but we don't move.
Yeah.
We create all these stories about the movement or going somewhere, and it doesn't really exist. And
No.
I
Because
mean, what
I
happened
haven't
to you?
arrived here.
What happened to you that you feel that you can that you are that?
Because it's obvious.
I love that. You said it out so straight. Oh my God. It's obvious. Oh.
It's obvious. Well, it is.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm taking up too much time. See, I'm feeling guilt.
Scrap it, man. Scrap it. It's pointless.
So we're not moving. We're not moving in an existence, but we always think we're moving, or we want to get somewhere, or change things, better ourselves, or
It's just here happening. That's it. There's no rules to that.
Yeah. No rules.
No.
So basically anything that I'm doing physically or emotionally has no real impact because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing
really,
it.
no, not really.
Oh, there's a lot of freedom in that. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
a little scary. It's a little scary.
Yeah. But you know what, at the same time, it's really ordinary because it's just being here,
Right.
us two, talking.
Yes.
It's funny how we see the absolutely obvious as scary. And yet it's always obvious, it's always here. It's the most obvious thing.
Hmm. It's so interesting that my mind's trying to analyze it and it's trying to get somewhere. While we're
Yeah.
talking, my mind is still analyzing where's the hole, where well, you know, it's interesting too. While we are talking, I'm watching how my mind is trying to.
Yeah. And it's interesting because your mind's doing all that, but actually nothing's moving, nothing's going anywhere.
True.
Yeah.
That is true, yeah. Yeah. Hmm. How does this work with pain or panic? It doesn't exist.
Well, there's panic. And as a human being, you will do your very best to try and stop it because it's uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same with pain. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with hunger. You're not going to go, I'm hungry, but there's no one to be hungry and nothing exists. No, you'll just go towards food.
Hmm.
I mean, and we're not talking about any special, so it's just normal. It's just as it is.
So pain is as it is.
Yeah.
And
And you
panic
will,
as it is.
yeah, you will probably try and reach out to try and alleviate it.
Hmm. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's great to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Wonderful work. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I think we've got time for this one more. So awakening is not necessary, is it? There's nothing bad to no longer perceive from me. No one is perfect. That's right. Unless life is bent on perceiving self or not, that's what is. With suffering or not, just a lottery? No, it's just, Cecile, it's just, you're just there. There is no lottery. You've won the lottery. You are the lottery. It's just what is. Or a physical wound does not get worse, but if you don't take care of it. So is there some form of cause or effect or no? I have no idea. I don't pretend to say that I know what anything is. I have no idea about anything at all. I am the lottery to be a person. You're just everything. It's everything. Everything that is everything that is. It's beautiful. Because it's so indescribable and so impossible to Can't get your head around it. I can honestly say that I don't know if I'm dead or alive. I don't even know what I am. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, beautiful. It's beautiful. And everybody senses that. There's no special circumstance to sense that. Okay, we're at the top of the hour. I don't know what to do now. I'll leave it up to Emerson. I really enjoyed doing this. It was really nice. I just want to thank the team. I think there might be a donate button somewhere if you fancy buying me a cup of coffee or not.
There is a donate button on the website at nothing.fm. Go to Lisa's page and click on the donate. It goes directly to Lisa on her PayPal account. And everybody unmute yourself and say bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Really appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for keeping it real.
No problem. You're all beautiful.